one, go.
Hello, we're MOGM and today we're going to be talking about our idea for the thriller film. Okay, so our team roles. I was chosen for the main actor and the editor because of my experience in the past. I used to go to a drama school and do various performances, so I've got the most experience, so I'm going to be the protagonist in this film. I'm the editor because I've got the Mac in the group and I've got the most experience for iMovie.
I was chosen as the cameraman because I own the camera, which we'll be using in the group, and I know how to function it. Because I have the view of the camera, I'll also be the director, so I can see what the audience will see.
I'll be setting up the scene because it's being filmed on my property, so I know where everything is and can make a good setup. Also, I'm in charge of titles because I've had past experience of graphic design doing it at GCSE.
I will be taking the role of the sound and lighting. I took this role for our prelim task, which went rather well, so I feel this would be the best suited role for me within this film. Our production company name and logo was purely based on our names, Marcus, Ollie, George and Martin. We combined our names to make a company name. It shows that we work together as a unit. We also chose the colour red as it connotes blood and violence, which can be linked to the thriller genre.
Okay, so our task was to create a 2-minute opening to a thriller including title, sound and images. For the past few weeks we've been researching and reviewing various aspects of the thriller genre. In turn, this is going to help us produce our thriller and help us get a good idea of the conventions and what we need to include in the thriller.
So we chose a crime genre, mainly because in our research that's what people said worked well, and so we wanted to follow the target audience, which we felt was quite important.
Our plot is called Bullseye. It's the idea of a man who has recently had his family murdered by a gang of 3. He's already killed 2 of the members and the leader remains. He's set in a dark garage preparing various weapons and plotting the murder of the final gang member. We have chosen the title Bullseye because it can be linked with a dartboard, which we'll be using during the planning of the murder and the actual murder of someone being shot. Bullseye implying the perfect shot or headshot in the murder scene. Currently we are unsure whether or not to include the flashbacks of previous members, whether the man is killing the other 2 members of the gang.
Okay. We think the age rating for our film is going to be around the age of 15 to 30, mainly because of the what's going to be included in the film is going to range from blood, potentially drugs and guns and knives and the line. It's not really suitable for anyone under the age of 15, and we think it's going to attract people up to the age of 30. The demographics for the film will be explorers, because they're going to want to know about the story and get into it and learn about it, and strugglers, because they're going to want to escape from reality and join the role of another character and feel as though they can be part of the plot. We feel the range of C2 to F, including plumbers and electricians, ranging from students who are unemployed are going to be attracted to this film because they've got a lot of spare time on their hands and they like to get into films and watch them.
So for the missing scene of our thriller film, the location is going to be in my garage. We feel that this is quite a good location because it's like a normal everyday garage, but we want to try and hide something more sinister behind it, so we thought it's quite a good location to use. George, being the actor, is going to wear a black suit, as this shows power and dominance. And he is obviously playing the protagonist, so he needs to look like that. And the props we're going to use things like knives, guns, newspapers, dartboards, which links back to the name of the film, alcohol, cigarettes. These all to familiarise with the audience to show their characters' intentions.
Sound. There won't be much diegetic sound within our thriller. We plan to edit most of the sound into it. There'll only be one diegetic piece of sound, which is items falling on the floor, to make people jump and keeping them on the edge of their seats. The non-diegetic sound will include sirens, flashbacks, gunshots, and maybe more sound when we decide. This is also to show what subgenre our thriller is. Our soundtrack is not yet decided, but we'll make sure at a slow pace which suddenly starts to match into our video.
We are going to use a variety of different shots, including mid shots, close-ups, over-the-shoulder shots, extreme close-ups, which are going to keep a mystery but show detail, low angle shots to show dominance. These shots create mystery and tension within the scene and making the audience more and more interested.
For the editing, we're going to use, we're going to follow the conventions of our thriller. We're going to use quick cuts, we're going to use transitions appropriately and check the continuity of editing. Typography is going to be based on a blood kind of effect. It's going to foreshadow the rest of the film and show that there is going to be some kind of violence, which will hint towards the plot of our story. Yeah, we haven't actually decided on a fixed typography yet, but it's going to be based on that idea.
So for the conventions of our thriller, we're going to be using things like we want to create a sense of mystery, use low-key lighting, and then like a location that's common in thriller is quite dark and sort of mysterious. You don't really know what's going on around. And also this links to our Vox Pop research, which we got back. And the mystery will make the audience want to continue watching the film after the opening titles has finished, and it will also build up the tension, which helps produce the thriller. And the low-key lighting will make the scene darker, creating more tension as the viewers won't be able to see what's going on around, and also make them again want to continue watching. Any questions?
Or any points at all, you know?
Positive, negative?
Yeah, it was really good, very detailed. Speaking of what you are going to do, I think it will work for you guys. You've obviously planned it out very, very well, and set the roles out between each one of you.
Where did you say your titles were going to come in your sequence?
We think for the titles we're going to have quick cuts of the murder scenes, which of the other two victims that this person's killed, and then now we'll introduce George, the actor, and the behind-the-scenes team.
Okay, so how do you mean like the behind-the-scenes team?
Like
Just
me, obviously doing camera setup, then George editing as well, then Martin, sound and lighting, and Ollie cameraman, things like that.
Okay, so is that part of your narrative, or are you just going to kind of show that as like literally behind the scenes of?
Probably
Twitter?
more, try and more link it in with the narrative maybe. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't really completely thought about that yet, as it's still an ongoing decision.
Okay.
But we want to make it as good as possible.
So in terms of the titles, if you weren't going to do that, then how would you incorporate them?
We probably just overlay them, just like straight on, and try and fit them in with some sort of scene, maybe around the dartboard or something like that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Good
Thank you.
stuff.